slept with a bunch of strangers this weekend in Fort Lauderdale. Let's talk about it. As you might remember, my night started like this.
So the airport's currently in a ground stop to open up maybe in the next 30 to 45 minutes, possibly an hour.
And then this turned to that.
One little hiccup, though, that we are starting to encounter is the aircraft that we're on currently has a maintenance item that needs to be on the ground midnight Denver time. We have to be out of here in 17 minutes. Not looking promising.
And then that turned in a plan to go to Orlando to get a new plane. But that didn't happen, and it led to this.
Everybody thinking that we're holding you hostage, that we're not holding you hostage. We're still legal to be in this situation.
And then, of course, people couldn't hold their tongue, so we ended up here.
Passengers that are disruptive to them and everybody else hasn't seen. So at this time, we will be returning back to the gate.
And that was just the beginning of the night. I didn't get off the plane until 1 a.m. I got on the plane at 9 p.m. That's 4 hours on a plane. Yes, that is over the DOT's rules. However, there are exceptions because Frontier could not control the majority of this. A good chunk of it is weather. Basically, the whole state of Florida was on a ground hold because of weather. And then the runway was so congested because all the flights were grounded that it took us a long time to get back to the gate once they decided we were canceled. This is where my nightmare really began. I learned a ton. What do airlines have to do in what situations? What does my Chase insurance I preach to y'all cover? And what do you do? First, if you are stuck on the tarmac for any reason, they do not have to let you off until 3 hours. And then at the 3-hour mark, they have to let you off. Let me clarify. If you're asking to get off, they might let you off. I don't really know. That didn't happen for us. They do not have to provide you food or water until a couple hours into that. I will say Frontier did a great job with this. They were giving us water and snacks about an hour, hour and a half in. If your plane is canceled due to weather, even if it doesn't feel like it's weather related, if they say it's weather related, they don't have to do anything to accommodate you. No hotels, no food vouchers, nothing. And this is not just Frontier. I had a Southwest flight right beside me, or somebody from the flight, who told me they were going through the exact same thing as me. And I saw multiple stories of all the airlines this happening to. Airlines also don't have to rebook you to the next day. They can rebook you 3 days later. It's just whenever it's available. You do get to choose when you're rebooked to. They do have to offer you a refund as well. So you can either rebook or you can get a refund. You can do both. I personally could have handled this much better to be less stressful, but I didn't. Here's what I would do different. First, don't go to the ticket counter. It's a waste of time. If it's about weather, you can do everything from your phone or on the phone with customer service. It's going to move faster than waiting in this long line. And then they're still not going to be helpful. If it starts to look like your plane's going to be canceled, like mine was, I had a heads up. Start looking for hotels. I didn't start looking for hotels until 3 a.m. after I had found a new flight. Hotels were gone by then. There were so many flights canceled that night that all the hotels were booked up. And that's how I slept with a bunch of strangers on a floor. Make sure you know your travel protection rules. I have the Chase credit card. I learned that if I take the refund and book on another flight, they will not cover anything. However, if I don't take the refund and I just wait until the next flight that I'm booked on, they will cover up to $500 in expenses. Hotels, food, toiletries, whatever I might need. I also learned that Frontier has, I don't know what they call it, it's like travel protection, travel disruption protection, something like that. It's offered when you are checking out, and I always ignore it every time. It's like $12, $15. They will pay for you to fly on another airline home. They will also compensate you if your flight is delayed more than 2 hours. I personally will be paying for this moving forward because I didn't have this. I didn't have 3 days to wait. I went ahead and accepted the refund. I shouldn't have done that. And I spent a lot of money to fly home in another airline. Here's the real kicker. I would do it all again. These are the risks that come with traveling. It could happen on any airline. It was happening on multiple airlines. So just because I was on Frontier doesn't really mean anything. It's just the risk of traveling. So if you want to feel a little bit more secure, get you some good travel insurance and good luck. I have traveled a ton in my life, and this is the first time it's happened. So I think I'm doing pretty good.